everybody. So I'm Ennis Johnson here from the Tomorrow Teacher. So here I'm gonna actually take you through like a walkthrough of Project D.I.X. All right. So this is our start, like our home page. Okay. So here it comes up. We're gonna click Start here. So once we click Start, it takes us into like our kind of main menu area. And I want to take you directly into our Play the Experience mode. So I'm going to click there. Now, a couple of things here before I kind of move forward is I want you to notice here in the corner you have a live help desk. All right, so you can ask questions, and the Tomorrow Teacher, which is the host of the site, it should be able to get back to you within, roughly within 24 hours, sometimes immediately if we are online, but we try to keep that consistently readily available. So this site should be able to function that way. So you'll be able to type in questions. You might have a mix-up or might try to figure out something on the site. You should be able to type this in, and it'll come directly to us and we can respond to you. Okay. All right, and that stays up, so that should stay up on every single page that you're on this site. So here we are on our network page, and so we have our networks here, and you can kind of think of this like Discord, how you have servers. Well, these are our version of that, and we call those networks. So your network can be, it could be different types of networks at one school that you might be a part of. You might just see one on your screen. You'll see quite a few on my screen, and this will build as we develop more groups, more networks, more teams that can happen within within one school or multiple schools. So I'm just going to take you to our testing site here. Okay. Okay. You won't see this on your page if you have access to this as a teacher or as a student or whoever you may be. You're just going to see your network. Okay, so here you kind of have like a forum or like a site, kind of like social media, if you will, where you can post something, you can share a photo, you can share a video, different things here. You create a post as well. All right, so we highly monitor this page, and we have our rules for the page and how we want this to function as well. Okay, you can see other little small pages here where there's media. We can have something that's sitting there, certain files that we might use within this network. You should be able to see all the members that's connected to the network, and this might give you a quick blurb about what this group is about. Okay, so on the discussion page, right? So here, kind of see this first group. It says, "Welcome to our group testing network, a space for us to connect and share with each other." So that's just one post there. But what you would likely see on your page is how some sort of a link or something that will take you onto our studio workstation. Now this will be where you will access all the content and everything. Okay, so the only way to get there is to actually go on your network, and you should see it posted or pinned to the top of your page. Okay, so we're going to actually go into our workstation. All right, so now that we click there, we are now on the D.I.X Studios workstation. All right, so you have your home button. This will take you back to that main menu, and you have the dashboard. Let's start looking at the dashboard here. So here you'll see D.I.X dashboard, and it says choose your status. Now how this works is that your status, you would know what your status is based on your experience throughout the design and innovation experience. Now, you are brand new. You've never done anything with this. You will start with core. Okay, when you are elite, you'll know you're elite because you get to elite by completing certain tasks, and you kind of move forward into that level as you pass all of the core levels. Okay, so once you pass that, you get through 6 checkpoints. We won't go deep into what those are, but we'll have some information out there about that. You'll be on elite. Obviously, when you pass elite, you'll be on quantum, and then when you pass cosmic, you'll be on cosmic. And this is a brief description about that here. So we're just going to go to core to take a look at it. So we click on core. Okay, now Project D.I.X, or the design and innovation experience, is normally we look at this as one semester. Okay, and this is split into 3 different phases. Now, if you go to any one of these pages, you're gonna see that you're gonna jump into 3 different phases, okay? Okay, so no matter what status you are on, we are always in the same phase together. All right, so that does mean something as we move forward. You complete phase 3 or you don't complete it, and we start back over on the new semester back on phase 1. If you haven't completed it and you're in a certain status, you have to go back to the beginning of that status unless you complete all the objectives for the next set. Then you can get there as we start a new phase, okay? More information about that will come, okay? So again, we're gonna go back to core. Okay, we're gonna go into phase 1. This is our onboarding course. Now you'll see more things here as we kind of begin. You might see a video message here. This is going to be like a briefing page on what is happening in phase 1. Let's take a look at what we have here. We have a couple of options here. We have a daily agenda, we have project management, and we have professional development. Then you have a couple of options here at the top that could do some certain things here. So let's go to our daily agenda. So as we click there, you should see some information here about what we are doing on this day. Now, this might not change much because in a phase, most of our days are spent doing much of the same thing. You're gonna have a lot of time to be working on the same thing. Now you'll have a to-do list on this side, so that'll tell you what to do throughout the phase. You'll have some kind of information here. You could have a bell ringer or an exit ticket as well. We're gonna go backwards, okay? So here then you also have your project management slate, and then you have your professional development. Let's just take a quick look at that. Okay, so here in project management, you'll have some information here, and this gives us access to a couple of courses here. So the courses here are design thinking and our future learning course, and you might see some more pop up. You also get access to some important tools that you'll need, which is the project management template and some of our grading rubrics. So this is where you get those tools. You'll need like this project management template to complete all of your projects, so you'll get very familiar with that, but you learn how to do that through a design thinking course such as this. So this is sort of what this course looks like in the beginning. You might eventually see some kind of small video that kind of explains some of this as well. As we move forward, you can click the arrows to move forward. Okay, it talks about what is design thinking, and it might play a video such as this.
When companies set...
All right, and then you can move forward and you'll have more information to go through this course on design thinking as well. As you continue to move forward, more of that happens, okay? So anyway, so you go through that course, you finish it out, you'll probably get some kind of a digital badge as you go. Let's go back home, and now we're back to this front page. So that's a quick run through of our D.I.X dashboard. Let's continue forward. Here we have Classcraft. We use this thoroughly in our program as of now. And so once you're in Classcraft, right now you're looking at my site. So on my site, you see the teacher version of this, but if you're on the student site, you'll see whatever profile you have if you log in as a student. If you log in as a teacher, you'll see the teacher profile version of this as well, okay? So you'll see this might look different as you go throughout. You'll get access to certain things here. Here's where you access your character, your dashboard here. So if I was a character, and I'll just pick on a random student here, okay? So clicking on this student, this will be what her profile looks like. She can look at her level, okay? She has 900 points, okay? Click the X. You can see your experience, okay? Your level 1, your gold pieces, your crystals, that has to do with your powers, your hearts. That's more of a tutorial on what Classcraft looks like. So that's the difference there. I'll just show you a quick character at a higher level so that you can just kind of get an idea of what that could possibly look like. So this is one of my students' highest level here. And so this is where she is. She has this many points, but she has this level, so the points is a little bit further than that. So if you look at here, you'll see she has 89,885 points, and she has all of the powers and abilities here. All right, you click the X, you can see the gold pieces, you can see her crystals and her hearts as well. The powers that pops up here that she could use, and these powers happen in the digital version of the character profile, but also in the physical realm as well. So these powers can affect what's happening in the classroom as well, okay? So this is just our character profile. We're using Classcraft for that, and maybe a few other tools here. We're going to go down to developer domain. Okay. So we click there, we slide down here to developer's domain. Now take a look at what you see here on this site. So first of all, you see it tells you developer domain, and these are what we call our domains here. We have a graphic design domain that kind of includes some animation there, which kind of is a cross between graphic design or digital art and some sort of media production as well. But we'll have that ventured here, and we create a theme behind each of our places. This is just our gamification, so this is called Vector City. All right, we also have sound production. We call that Frequency Frontier. Okay, we have media production. This is like video editing and things like that. We call that Media Metropolis. We have industrial design, that's Artisans Ether. All right, we have coding, which is Script Sector. We have Creators Arcade, which is game design. We have 3D modeling, which is the rendered realm. And then we have robotics, which is Bionic Bay. Take a look here on the side before I kind of take you into one of those, and so you can take a quick look into it. But on the side, you have useful tools. Now, in each of these courses, they're going to give you some skills, they're going to give you some tutorials and things like that, and they're going to ask you to complete some sort of a task at the very end of this. And so as you're completing that task, you might be using some tools, and they'll tell you which tools you can possibly use to complete that task. Now here, what you see is most of the tools that we have available for you to use. Now, we're not just limited to these tools. All right, you can use any tool that can get the job done, okay? But just as you can see here, these are useful tools. This is a background mover tool. This is a tool to get some stock footage, some stock music, some stock pictures that you can use for editing. All right, this is the compressor tool. This is Canva. This is Adobe Express. This is Pixlr E, Tinkercad, YouTube. You might be able to go to one of our channels that has a lot of playlists on tutorials on how to do things. CoSpaces, the Adobe Express suite. If your school has access to that, you click here, you can kind of get to the Adobe Express. Sorry, not Adobe Express, but you can get to Adobe and download Photoshop or Premiere Pro or things like that. We have Figma here. All right, we have Book Creator, Scratch, Blender, Unity, Unreal Engine, okay, CapCut. Okay, we have some different tools here. You can use all these tools to be able to do different things on our site. So those are just quick access to tools. Let me just take you into one here. I'm gonna take you into the game design one, so you can just take a quick look into it to see what that looks like. So as we go in, you'll see this Creators Arcade, get started, okay.
Welcome to Creators Arcade. Creators Arcade is a thrilling domain where innovation meets fun. It's a playground for aspiring game designers.
All right, so as you're in there, you're now in the course, and you can see a selection of different courses you can go into while you are in there, okay? So this builds over time. You can see just a slew of different courses, but these are our main courses in the game design course. Intro to game design, digital board games, story building, Scratch, Make Code Arcade, Roblox Studio, Buildbox, Unity, Unreal Engine. As you can look at it, it kind of gets a little bit more complicated as you go down, but just know that Project D.I.X, or the Design and Innovation Experience, is all about being able to have your own experience. If you want to go really deep into some really complicated game design or some complicated graphic designs, we have that for you, where you can use Photoshop and things of that nature. But we also have simple versions for you to just kind of explore and try different things. As you can see here on the side, you'll see Tinkercad, okay? But then you'll see more complicated versions of, like, Tinkercad is for 3D modeling if you don't know. But if you want to go into deeper 3D modeling, you might want to use Blender for that. Okay, so this is what we have in our program, where you can try it on different levels, okay? So this is kind of what our site looks like. You can access this in different ways, and you'll be able to access different forms of media development here. Industrial design works when you have some sort of a maker space at your school and you can do some development. Media production, you would need some kind of like media studio where you can access some equipment to do some of those things, okay? So this is really based on that, okay? So this is really the kind of run through of our site. Here we have ePortfolio. This will take you over to Google Sites, where you can access ePortfolio that we use to be able to develop. Okay, networks will take you back to that network page, and troubleshooting will open up a guide so you can understand how to do certain things in this course. So this is our brief run through of the site and what the site can do and what you have access to on the site. Okay, let me take you back a little bit. Okay, so we're back home. All right, so that was play the experience. Let's look at battle mode, and this is the last thing I'm going to show you for today. So on battle mode, what happens on this site is we're able to play different types of games where we can practice on some of our vocabulary and certain things that's within the course. All right, this is what brings about the fun in the course. Students love this aspect. We'll do Quizlet Live, we'll do GimKit and BlueKit. Okay, students can win points, win rewards. These points all go to their characters in the program. Now, what does these points really mean for each of these characters? Now that comes a part of our ePortfolio development and what's required of them when we get to our certain formative and summative assessments. Now these assessments happen through a review of their ePortfolios to see what work samples they have, what required badges and courses they've completed, and have they completed the right amount of experience points. Okay, and so you can also get those points through winning these games as well, using some teamwork in these games, and displaying some of the skills that we really are looking for throughout Project D.I.X. All right, those skills are based on 21st century skills, also design thinking, castle skills that we want to see, and all sorts of things as a part of our program. So this is the run through of the site I want you to take a look at. Okay, and you can learn more through other ways that we'll show you as we keep going. Okay, so I hope that gives you a good run through of what our program looks like. Last thing that you probably didn't see because I'm already logged in, but to really get throughout the site, you have to log in with a Google account, and then you would have to be accepted by us here at the Tomorrow Teacher. So once you are accepted, you'll be able to get into the site. So it is very private, and you cannot get in, and people cannot get in your network unless we add them into your network. So the safety issue is there, and we have all of that built into our site. So I look forward to working with you guys and you seeing more of how this works and how this can work in your classroom. It's a great tool. Now this is just the tool and just the interface that could be used, but there's also the studio or the class that we run this class out of as a hub for design and innovation. All right, stay tuned for more, and thank you for watching this video.